It looks like he's stuck now. And guys, we've got people behind us with their hazards on as well. Everybody just clearing out.
Yeah, that was our reporter Thomas Schultz showing us a semi-truck stuck near downtown Portland, spinning its wheels, sliding across the freeway, all while trying to get on I-5 North. There were issues on the interstate and on surface streets this morning. We'll have the latest on road conditions coming up.
Plus cancellations, delays, and waiting in line. Why some of the security checkpoints at PDX had to close.
And later, people having fun in the snow on this Valentine's Day. Take a look at this. Snowplow worker, some sort of worker there having some fun with a message. I love you too. Your KGW News at noon starts right now.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We are continuing to cover the weather, covering the snow that's all across Oregon and Southwest Washington.
The storm itself has moved on, but the impacts are still being felt. So let's start here with the latest on the forecast from Rod Hill.
Yeah, in terms of active weather, good afternoon to you. The active weather part is over. All storm warnings, including out through the gorge, have been allowed to expire or been canceled. And here in the Metro Valley, the majority of us are now seeing temperatures rising above freezing, so that's going to lead to improving roadways. Not a completely dry afternoon. I do want to show you so it doesn't catch you off guard. Scattered rain showers feeding into the north coast and even picking up some of this as some snow flurry activity as it nears the West Hills, but nothing organized. And for the most part, we're talking about traceable amounts of scattered moisture moving forward. You can see a raindrop on the lens there at the coast. That's Lincoln City Schnookwan's Casino Resort. It's plenty warm, 45 degrees. They picked up 3-4 inches of snow in the gorge. This is Cathedral Ridge Winery in Hood River. Beautiful shot. Again, the warnings have expired. The east winds have faded, and that is allowing gorge temperatures to warm. Wasn't sure how much we would see, but it looks like the majority of the gorge will also get above 32 degrees in the coming hours. Portland, we're setting all the way up to 36, so growing confidence that we will, in fact, make it up into the 40s. In fact, this shows us 40 degrees at 3 o'clock this afternoon. There's that shower chance continuing, 42 at 4 o'clock. Mainly dry for you this evening. Some of us will stay above freezing tonight, but there could be some 32-degree spots. That would lead to some icy spots with the melting snow that we're now starting to get into this afternoon. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Rod, thanks for that. Bring on the melt, right? Not sure if this is weather related, but WashDOT dealing with a crash right now up near 78th Street in the Hazeldale area. You can see they still have the left lane blocked. Big improvement from yesterday at this time, though. Remember, the northbound lanes were snow covered and cars were spinning out left and right, couldn't get anywhere. Again, it looks like this is in the process of clearing. Let's take it down to Polk County, where, again, not sure if this is weather related, but there's a closure of 99W near Parker Road. I just heard from ODOT that they have reopened the southbound lanes, but northbound is closed right now near milepost 66. That's not far from Monmouth. All right, Ada Washington County Highway 219 still closed near Bald Peak because of the ongoing snow-covered roadways. This is up near 1,000 feet. You can see it's only 31 degrees there, and the snow is still pretty solid, which brings me to this. Washington County, getting the update from them, they still have their snow zones in place. So Cornell, Barnes Road, 175th, and Grabhorn Road. Again, those are locations where if you are going to travel on them, you are still required to have chains or traction tires. Clackamas County saying that 135th is closed at 224 and Johnson Creek Boulevard is closed at 92nd Avenue. Right now, guys looking at the roads right now, it looks like we've got a lot of slush or just water out there. Happy to bring that to you here at noon.
All right, thank you, Chris. All right, we want to turn now to a live look at the roads. Thomas Schultz is in Drive 8 on I-84.
Thomas, where exactly on 84 are you right now?
Gresham, and it looks like a completely different day than what we had just a few hours ago. Let me show you what it's like out here on I-84 heading east. It's almost like there's hardly any snow along the roadway. We saw all that slush earlier. It's all gone. Video from this morning. We saw this semi-truck on I-84 trying to get onto this exit ramp for I-5 north towards Seattle at the I-5 interchange downtown. We watched for about 10 minutes as he struggled to gain traction. Eventually, that truck driver was able to back off this exit ramp, blocking 3 lanes of traffic. For a while, nobody on I-84 West was moved.
All right. Clearly, we're having some trouble with Thomas's microphone there. We'll stick with this shot. What he was explaining was the situation earlier this morning. This is right near downtown Portland. No one was able to get to I-84 West because of that truck that was having all that trouble. Eventually, some drivers tried to snake around that truck as he was backing up. It created an even more dangerous situation. It was all happening just a few feet from where Thomas was. Again, this was earlier this morning. This is another look, I-84 heading east. And one more time, the downtown Portland shot that we saw earlier this morning of that truck that was trying desperately to get onto I-5 north, but just could not get the traction to do so.
If you're not comfortable, don't do it. That messes it up for everybody else. It's dangerous.
Again, so kind of the main theme of this morning. But Ashley Grams also saw some trouble on the roads earlier this morning.
Yeah, so there was at least one trouble spot, Ashley, you were telling us, that had a good Samaritan ending. Someone who jumped out to help with the situation. Again, this was just outside downtown Portland.
He did. He jumped out to help, and I will say it's looking much better now, but this morning, man, it was messy. This all happened on the on-ramp from 405 to Highway 26. Trucks stuck, cars slipping and unable to get around in the slushy snow. So this is what we saw when we first pulled up from our vantage point above the on-ramp. No one able to get past these cars and trucks. ODOT pushing one car out of the way. Pretty soon we noticed this guy in a gray Toyota Tundra. He was hooking up his car to semi-trucks that were stuck and pulling them out. Difficult at times even for him as his wheels spun. He got both a full semi-truck as well as just the cab of another one up to the highway. We met the man afterwards who says he was just doing what he could to help.
Everybody was okay. Everybody was happy to see me and the ODOT crew to help them get unstuck and keep traffic moving. Every year, as soon as it snows, I'm out here helping people out, so that makes me feel good.
Yeah, really good to see people just helping each other out, doing the right thing. His advice was to stay home until things melt. I think we're getting a little bit closer to that point. Rod Hill saying we should get up to about 40 degrees today. China, Drew.
All right, Ashley Grams again reporting for us in downtown Portland this afternoon. Meanwhile, lots of flight cancellation and delays at the airport. This morning, at least 29 flights were canceled and 50 others were delayed at PDX. We saw those long lines at security checkpoints. A TSA spokesperson told us that those long lines, you see them again right there, were due to staffing shortages. They said people simply couldn't make it into work early this morning because of the bad road conditions.
We were going to San Diego. We just moved here recently, and so we were going back to see our friends and us, and we were very disappointed, and there were a lot of tears. We now are flying to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix to San Diego.
About 2 hours ago, according to Fly PDX, TSA wait times were listed at 46 minutes for general boarding and 15 minutes for pre-check.
So we also had a crew live in West Linn this morning. The area saw more snow overnight and into the morning. We came across a few people out walking their doggos and trying to get some exercise. One couple we spoke to say that they were just out there to breathe some fresh air.
Our hill is, really steep. And so coming up it was easy. Going down, we just may sit and slide. We were doing some sledding yesterday, so on real sleds, and that was fun.
Public Works in West Linn says crews were working through the night to keep main roads open.
All right, we mentioned earlier today is Valentine's Day, but anyone who was hoping to get married in Clackamas County will have to wait. Because of today's weather, the county clerk's office rescheduled all wedding ceremonies and marriage license appointments. The office will reopen on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. That's after Monday's President's Day holiday.
Hey, take a look at this. Construction workers at Fields Park in Northwest Portland having a little fun there for some Valentine's Day fun. This was captured by our KGW anchor David Malko. So it looks like they wrote "I love you" with a little heart in there. That seems like it's really hard to do, especially with how big it is and the coloring. I don't know how they got that coloring. But
food dye.
Maybe. Very creative.
a lot of food coloring. Yeah, so that was the scene there yesterday. People having fun.